वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि
यदा
समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं
निर्विघ्नं
कुरु मे
मे
देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। This is an online retreat for 6 days. Every day there will be 3 sessions. 3 into 6, totally 18 sessions. In these sessions, we are going to understand an Upanishad, and the Upanishad is called Kenopanishad. If you split, it becomes Kena Upanishad. When you put them together, it is Kenopanishad. If you split, it is Kena Upanishad. It is called Kena Upanishad because it begins with the word Kena. In Sanskrit, Kena means by who. It is a question. By who? The Upanishad begins with a question. The Shishya asks a question to the Guru, and the Guru answers. The question is regarding the Atma Tattva. the ultimate reality. This Upanishad is a portion of Samaveda. As all of you know, there are 4 Vedas: Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. Among these 4 Vedas, there is a Veda called Samaveda. Samaveda has a Brahmana. Brahmana is another portion of the Veda. Within Samaveda, there is a Brahmana. It is called Talavakara Brahmana. Kenopanishad is a part of Talavakara Brahmana. Therefore, in some places, Kenopanishad is also referred to as Talavakaropanishad. It is another name of Kenopanishad. Talavakaropanishad. Now, before we enter into Kenopanishad, let us understand what an Upanishad is. Upanishad is a part of the Vedas, as I already said. Now, what is the purpose of the Vedas? What is the Vedas? If we have to conduct our life meaningfully, we need to gather knowledge. Without knowledge, we cannot even conduct our day-to-day life. To gather any knowledge, we need a means of knowledge. The means of knowledge is called pramana. Without pramana, we cannot gain any knowledge. If we have to know something, we need pramana, a means of knowledge. Often we use 2 pramanas, 2 means of knowledge. Number 1, pratyaksha. Pratyaksha is the direct perception. We perceive objects through our senses. If I have to know what is there in front of me, I have to use my eyes. It is pratyaksha. With our eyes, with our ears, with our nose, we perceive various objects. It is called pratyaksha pramana. And certain things are known through anumana, another pramana. Anumana means inference, logics, reasoning. Certain things we cannot see directly, but we can know through inference. Anumana. For example, how many people are sitting in this room? You can know without getting inside. How? From outside. You count the pairs of chappals and you know how many people are in. It is called anumana, reasoning. So pratyaksha and anumana. These two means are used to navigate our day-to-day life, to conduct our transactions. But then, if we have to conduct a meaningful life, we need another means of knowledge altogether. Because we cannot know certain things with the pratyaksha and anuman. There are things, there are facts that cannot be known through pratyaksha and anuman. For example, the Ishvara, the God, the presence of an individual after death, we cannot know through pratyaksha and anuman. Therefore, we need another pramana. We need another means of knowledge, and it is called the Veda. The very word Veda means the means of knowledge. Vidyate anena iti Vedaha. That by which you know certain facts that are not known through any other means of knowledge. Often people think Veda means knowledge, but Veda does not mean knowledge. It is the means of knowledge. You get knowledge through the Vedas. Veda itself is not the knowledge. You make use of the Vedas and get the knowledge. These Vedas are understood to be apaurusheya. Apaurusheya means they do not have a human author. Unlike any other book, if you take any other book, the name of the author is written. Mr. So and so has written this book. But the Vedas do not have a human author. Because they are not written by any human beings. They are given by the Ishvara in the beginning of creation, in the beginning of Srishti. The Vedas have two portions as far as the subject matter is concerned. The Vedas have two portions. The first portion is called Karma Kanda, and the second portion is called Jnana Kanda. The Karma Kanda consists of karma. Karma means action. It consists of actions. It reveals certain actions, certain karmas. If we do those karmas, we are going to get certain invisible results. For any karma, we don't need the Veda. Eating, etc., we know how to do without the help of Veda. If I have to live, I should eat. To know this, we don't need the Vedas. Then why do we need the Vedas? The Vedas give us certain types of actions. They reveal certain types of actions which can give us some invisible results. The results are not visible at this moment. They fructify later on. Such karmas, such actions are revealed by the Vedas. For example, Sandhya Vandanam, Aharaha Sandhyam Upasita, performing certain types of yajnas, certain types of rituals. They are revealed by the Veda. And so many other values, like speaking truth, etc. All these are revealed by the Vedas. They are collectively called karma. The karmas enjoined by the Veda are twofold. Number one, sakama karma. Number two, nishkama karma. Sakama karma is a karma which is done for some material benefit. For example, if somebody wants to get money, he wants to get material prosperity, he performs certain types of karma, certain types of rituals, certain pujas. It is called sakama karma. Or somebody wants to go to Swarga, a higher loka, after death. And with that end in view, he may perform a karma. It is also called sakama karma. According to the Shastras, going to Swarga is not moksha. Often people think moksha means going to Swarga, going to heaven. But our Shastras are very clear. Going to Swarga is not moksha. It is like a holiday. Nowadays, people go for a foreign trip 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. How long can they stay there? As long as their visa permits. Once the visa is going to expire, they have to return. Likewise, we can go to Swarga as long as we have punya. In this janma, we have done some good karma, and then we can go to Swarga for a while. But again, one has to return. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. The stay in Swarga, the stay in any loka is temporary, not permanent. Therefore, going to Swarga or going to any higher loka is not moksha. So, going to Swarga is also a desire, a kama. And any karma performed with the aim of going to Swarga is also sakama karma. Sakama means with the desire. Kamena sahavartate iti sakama. The karma which is done with the desire. Another type of karma is called nishkama karma. A karma done without desire, meaning the karma that is done as an offering to Ishvara is called nishkama karma. You are doing a puja. Somebody asks you, why are you doing this puja? Then you say, I don't want anything. I am doing it for the sake of Ishvara, as an offering to Ishvara, with the bhakti, with the devotion. It is called nishkama karma. Likewise, if one does all the karmas as an offering to Ishvara, one's duties, service, giving dana, if one does all the karmas as an offering to Ishvara, it is called nishkama karma. Nishkama karma purifies the mind. It gives a chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi means purification of mind. Our mind has many impurities. Just like our body gathers impurity, even our mind gathers impurities. What are the impurities of the mind? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Often they count these six. They are called Arishadvarga, the sixfold internal enemies. Just like we have enemies outside, there can be internal enemies also. Anything that disturbs us is our enemy. Anything that harms us is enemy. Often some external people, external agents can harm us. Likewise, there are many internal agents, even they create problem. Therefore, they are called internal enemies. Arishadvarga. They are six in number. Kama, desire. Any desire is an enemy. Often people think desire is good. We need to have desire. People cherish their desires. But the Vedanta says, the Shastra says, as long as you have desire, you are subject to misery. You are subject to trouble. When a desire is not fulfilled, we become miserable. Therefore, the first enemy is a desire, kama, any desire. Then krodha, hatred. Krodha literally means anger. In this context, it is hatred. Lobha, greed. Moha, delusion. Mada, arrogance. And matsarya, envy. These are the internal enemies. They are the impurities. Cleansing our mind of all these impurities is called chitta shuddhi, purification of mind. Nishkama karma serves the purpose of chitta shuddhi, purification of mind. Why should we purify the mind? Only if the mind is pure, it is ready for the knowledge of the ultimate reality. The knowledge of the truth cannot arise in an impure mind. Suppose somebody with impure mind listens to Vedanta, it will not give the result. It is like looking at a mirror, an impure mirror, a dirty mirror. You cannot see your face. Likewise, if somebody with an impure mind listens to Vedanta, listens to Upanishads, it doesn't give the benefit. It does not produce the result. That is why One should purify the mind. It is the relevance of the Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas. Then there is another portion, Jnana Kanda. Jnana Kanda reveals the knowledge of the Brahman, knowledge of the ultimate reality. Jnana Kanda is called Vedanta because it is at the final portion of the Vedas. Since it is at the end of the Vedas, positionally, it is called Veda Anta. Anta means end. And the Vedanta consists of the Upanishads. Vedanta is nothing but the Upanishads. There are many Upanishads. In fact, the total number of Upanishads is said to be 1180. The Vedas have 1180 shakhas. And at the end of each shakha, there is an Upanishad. Therefore, totally, there were 1180 Upanishads. Among them, Shankaracharya has commented on 10 Upanishads. Isha kena katha prashna mundamandukya tittirihi aitareyancha chandogyam brihadaranyakam tatha. Shankaracharya has written commentary, Bhashya, on 10 Upanishads. And Kenopanishad happens to be one of those Upanishads. In fact, Shankaracharya has written 2 bhashyas on Kenopanishad, 2 commentaries. He has written only 1 commentary on other Upanishads, like Ishavasya Upanishad, etc. You find only 1 bhashya. You find only 1 commentary. But on Kenopanishad, we find 2 bhashyas, 2 commentaries. Because he felt Kenopanishad is very important, very profound. Therefore, he wrote the first commentary. After writing first commentary, perhaps he felt, I have not done justice to the profoundness of the Upanishad. Therefore, let me write another commentary. He wrote another. That is how we have 2 bhashyas on Kenopanishad. One is called Padabhashya, another is called Vakya Bhashya. Padabhashya explains the word-to-word meaning. gives the word to word meaning, whereas Vakya Bhashya discusses on the statements of the Upanishads. Statements of the Upanishads. So that is the importance of Kenopanishad in the study of Vedanta. Now, the Upanishad begins with the question. If you look into any of our Shastra, whether it is Upanishads or whether it is Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, any text, they are in the form of dialogue, in the form of question and answer. Bhagavad Gita is in the form of a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna asks Krishna. Arjuna requests Krishna for teaching. And then Bhagavan teaches. Likewise, almost all the Upanishads are in the form of a dialogue. The Shishya approaches the Guru and asks a question. And then the Guru teaches. If something is in the form of a dialogue, it helps in understanding better, in relating better. One can relate better to a dialogue than an essay or something. That is why there is dialogue. There is a question and it is answered. Sukha pratipatti, ease in understanding, is the purpose of the dialogue. And also, we have to understand that the Brahma Vidya is given to a Shishya by a Guru. Brahma Vidya is not given on the streets. I stand on the circle with the book, Kenopanishad book, and I say, I shout, Kenopanishad, Kenopanishad, please come, we are conducting a retreat. It is not shouted so. A student, a Shishya, who is really seeking the knowledge, approaches the Guru. It is called Guru Upasadanam, approaching a Guru. And there is a way to approach the Guru. Proper vidhi, proper way of approaching the Guru. Mundakopanishad says, Tad vijnanartham sa gurumevabhigachet samitpanishhotriyam brahmanishtham. Tad vijnanartham, to understand the truth. Saha, a qualified Shishya, a student who is really thirsty for the self-knowledge. He approaches a Guru. Shrotriyam brahmanishtham. The Guru should be Shrotriya, and he should be Brahmanishtha. Shrotriya means he knows the Vedanta Shastra. He has clarity regarding the teaching of Vedanta. And he should be Brahmanishtha. He should have the knowledge of Brahman. And he should abide in the knowledge of Brahman. In fact, Shankaracharya says the Brahma Vidya should be taught by someone who is not different from the Brahman. Pratipadyavastu ananyabhutena acharyena. Any other subject can be taught by somebody who is different from the subject matter itself. For example, a physics teacher teaches atom. The teacher himself is not the atom. But it is not so with the Brahma Vidya. In Brahma Vidya, the one who teaches is not different from the Brahma, not different from the subject matter. The teacher is same as the subject matter. And he teaches so that the student understands that he is not different from the subject matter. It is the speciality of Brahma Vidya. It is not so with any other Vidya. When the Guru teaches, he is not different from Brahma. And when the Shishya understands, he is not different from the Brahma. So one should approach a Guru who is Shrotriya and Brahmanishtha. And there is a way to approach the Guru. Samit Panihi. One should approach the Guru with the offerings. And after approaching the Guru, how the Shishya should behave, it is also told in the Shastra. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Pranipatena. The Shishya does namaskara to the Guru. Sashtanga namaskar. He prostrates in front of the Guru. And the prostration indicates absolute surrender. The Shishya surrenders himself to the Guru. Pranipata. And Seva. He does service to the Guru. All types of service. Seva. Seva is an important aspect of Brahma Vidya. Without Seva, Brahma Vidya does not fructify. And Pariprashnena. Then the Shishya asks the question. Now, a Shishya has approached the Guru. In Kenopanishad, also, we should understand such a scenario. A Shishya has come to the Guru. The Shishya has attained a good extent of Chitta Shuddhi. He has come with pure mind. And he wants to know the ultimate truth. Therefore, he is asking a question. Pariprashna. He is asking a question. Let's read the question. The question is the first mantra. It begins with the question. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Kena pranah prathamah praiti yuktaha. Keneshitam vachamimam vadanti. Chakshushotrang kavudevo yunakti. This is the question. The Shishya has asked a question. The name of the Shishya is not mentioned. But if we look into the mantra, we understand it is a question. A Shishya is asking the question. Now, the question can be of two types. In some Upanishads, you will find a question regarding the cosmos, regarding the universe. What is the truth behind this universe? There are various objects in this universe. What is the truth of all these objects? What is the substratum of all these objects? One can ask such question also. For example, in Mundakopanishad, the Shishya asks such a question. Kasminnu bhagavo vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavatiti. There the question is regarding everything. What is the truth of everything? The question is regarding the truth of the universe. Whereas in Kenopanishad, the question is of a different type. The Shishya is asking a question regarding the truth within. What is the truth in our own person? In our own body, mind, senses, etc. This is another type of question. You can ask a question regarding the external universe, the universe that you see outside, or you can ask a question regarding your own self, the truth inside. One is regarding the truth outside, another is regarding the truth inside. Ultimately, the answer is same. What is the truth outside? It is Brahman. What is the truth inside? It is also Brahman. In Brahman, There is no inside-outside difference. Sabāhyābhyantaro hyajaha. The Brahman is equally present inside as well as outside. The one who is inside is there outside also. That is the answer we are going to get. Now the Shishya is wondering regarding his own self. We have this body, the physical body, the gross body. The gross body is called Sthula Sharira. The body that is visible to us, it is called Sthula Sharira. According to Vedanta, there is another body within this gross body. It is called Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. The subtle body consists of the mind, the senses, prana. Mind, senses, and prana. Mind, all of us understand. It is the one that is responsible for thinking, etc. Emotions, cognitions, all these are happening in the mind, not brain. Brain is different, mind is different. Brain is sthula. Brain is a component of our gross body, sthula sharira. Mind is sukshma. It is subtle. We don't see the mind. You can see the brain, but you cannot see the mind. You can experience your mind because you are thinking, you are experiencing your thoughts, but you cannot see your mind with your eyes. It is not visible to your senses. So mind is a part of Sukshma Sharira. Likewise, senses are called Indriya. We talk about 10 Indriyas, 5 Jnanendriyas and 5 Karmendriyas, 5 senses of perception and 5 senses of action. Totally, there are 10 Indriyas. For example, Chakshurindriya. Chakshurindriya is responsible for the visual perception. It is not the eyes. Eyes are Sthula Sharira. The eyeball, retina, all these are Sthula Sharira. Within this eyeball, the Indriya functions. The Indriya is Sukshma. Only the eyeball is not enough. Within the eyeball, there should be the Chakshurindriya. Only then the visual perception is possible. So there are 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 senses of perception, and 5 senses of action. We do all the actions through the 5 senses of action. Karmendriya. For example, speak. I am speaking with an indriya called Vagindriya. So there are 10 indriyas. Generally, we talk of only 5 senses, but the Vedanta Shastra talks about 10 indriyas, 10 senses, 5 jnanendriya and 5 karmendriya, and mind, manas. And also prana. Prana is another component of Sukshma Sharira, another component of the subtle body. It is responsible for all the physiological functions like breathing, circulation, etc. They are done by the prana. Prana is again Sukshma. We can experience the breathing. Breathing is Sthula. But what is responsible for breathing? What enables the breathing? It is the prana. It is Sukshma. We cannot see that. Breathing is the function of the prana. The prana is again Sukshma. It is responsible for all the physiological functions in the body. As long as prana is there, the body, we can see all the physiological functions in the body. Once the prana leaves the body, no more physiological function, no more breathing, no more circulation, no more heartbeat. Therefore, the Sukshma Sharira consists of Indriyas, senses, Manas, mind, and prana. So there is Sthula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. This body is an assemblage. Our personality is an assemblage of the Sthula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. Both are together. Now, regarding this, the Shishya is asking the question. We will understand the question in the next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, Swamiji.
धन्यवाद स्वामी जी.
Yeah,
हरि ओम.
yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yeah.